Wow. I didn't expect it to actually be complete. I figured it'd be half or a third or something. Let's climb on up and take a better look from up there. Oh my God. This path is gorgeous looking. I know I'm saying that as I'm looking at the statue's ass, but like the path is stunning. It doesn't have a, oh, look at the floors. Holy crap. Here's a fluffy little thing.
Do you want to pet?
You're a fluffy little one.
What do you got?
And we have arrived at the ancient city of Aphrodisias. So let's go explore some more ruins. Seems like we got some more tourists out at this site too than all of them ones we were out east. Don't really fully understand it because getting out east is not like difficult to do. There's flights that go out there, so it's not like you have to do like super long drives to get out to those sites. But if you want to see the really, really, really old sites, you gotta go east, because that's where all of the tepes are, the Kran tepe, Göbekli tepe, and all that stuff. Look at this dude. This dude's funny looking. I like that one. This is a cool looking wall. I absolutely love this mask wall. I mean, this would have all been for the theater. They're all different, although none of them have got their eye insets left. I'm sure all of them have been stolen or migrated to museums. Wow, when you are coming down this path, entering this site, like right after that mask wall, and you're heading down the path, as soon as the trees break and you're able to see, you just see a dude on a lawnmower and a beautiful freaking temple behind. The lawnmower's kind of killing the peaceful vibe I'd be getting otherwise. And according to this side, this is the Temple of Aphrodite. All of these sites, these cities, usually have one god that is like the god of that city. Oftentimes, because it was the kings of the cities or the rulers, emperors of those cities claimed some form of relation to said gods. But this is a cool looking ruined temple. It almost doesn't even look like a temple. It almost looks like it's more of an archway. Sansei. Looks right, the pylon was a monumental gateway to the sanctuary of Aphrodite. So it was a gateway to the sanctuary. That would be why it looks like one. Oh, and there's a little chubby puppy coming up here. Look at this little pupper. Hey, pup. You don't want no loving? You just want to walk by? That's fine. I mean, these are definitely nowhere near as complete as I'm blanking on the site right now. Hey, stubborn. I'll put a link to the video up here where I was exploring there with absolutely no other tourists. And those are considered some of the best Greek ruins in the world. And they're actually in southern Italy. They aren't even in Greece. And those have some very intact temples. But this looks frickin' awesome. And they let you walk through it and everything. I obviously have to get some pictures popping my butt for the gram over in here. Let me set this up so you guys can watch me work it. Waving to my sister and mom up there. Oh, that little photo session took a little too long. Now we gotta scurry along to see the rest of this large site. But this gateway entryway is just stunning. It is absolutely stunning. This really seems more Greek to me than Roman. Mm-hmm. We're currently walking down the path to the stadium, which I am super excited to see. I am yet to see a good, not destroyed Chariot Stadium. I just love the massive amount of area that they cover, and the chariot races in general were just, I mean, they were kind of brutal. I mean, they were like ancient times NASCAR races, but unlike our modern NASCAR races where no one crashes, you just kind of like secretly hope they do just to get that little bit of entertainment. The chariots did crash all the time. Though I feel bad for the horses, it would be entertaining to watch one of them. It is perfect temperature out right now. It's like 75 degrees, which is amazing considering with all the sites we were going to out east. It was like 95, 100 degrees. So it's nice to be able to walk around comfortable right now. My God, this is freaking amazing. Wow. I didn't expect it to actually be complete. I figured it'd be half or a third or something. Let's climb on up and take a better look from up there. Carefully. Wow, with the mountain as a backdrop, this is something. I gotta take some photos from up here because this is incredible. So kind of like the last site, the city portion, or the living portion of this city seems quite ruined. Like there isn't much sign of anything existing like it did back then. But man, the stadium, that gate, the bath, none of it really did stick around to this day. But the houses, I mean, oftentimes the houses are made a lot out of wood, but at least have stone walls. So a lot of times you'll see the stone bases, but the upper section, the roof, really never sticks around for us. This is just incredible. I gotta go down here and explore this hole my sister just walked into. Assuming I don't fall down first. How's the hole?
That's what she said.
It's definitely a hole. But don't not go nowhere. My mommy up there getting her education. We did learn one thing on this trip though. We've always done, anytime we do. What? Yeah, I've only learned one thing. I don't like learning very many things. Yeah. But we often do tours, group tours that are very organized, and they cram in a lot of sites that we just don't care about. Like it's things that don't interest us. And even this one, it tried to, but we noticed on the itinerary and told them no. When you don't go to a lot of sites that you don't care about, and it's all sites that you pick out, time flies. We have been here for over 2 weeks now, or almost 2 weeks now, and it doesn't feel like it. I have never had a vacation just fly by as much as this one is. And it is kind of depressing. Especially here at the end, we're cramming in even more sites. I mean, today we have the 2 ancient cities. Tomorrow is all Ephesus. After that, I think we have like 2 ancient cities per day that we're seeing. Did you see the peppers or whatever they are, Sheena? Over here? Yeah, I don't know what this is. Is that a pepper? Looks like a pepper. Or a bean of some sort. My sister's doing her botany exploring in there. It's weird, like there's like what we think is a pepper tree, a fig tree, and some other what seemed like edible plants in there. Like you could see, it's pretty heavily ruined. I was like, I wonder if those are just people who are sitting up there munching on their fruits and veggies and tossing the seeds down in there, and that's just what took hold and grew. Coming over here now, over the side of the stadium to check out this hole. You always got to look in the holes because you never know what's in them. And this one, some metal bars. That's it. There ain't nothing else down in there. There's a hole in the wall. I'm sure there'd have been a shop or a vendor or something like that down in there. Maybe even ticket sales. I got a spiky thing in my foot. Oh my God. that does keep happening here because I keep walking off of the trail though. I'm just jumping up here real quick to get a side view of this stadium. God, that is absolutely fucking beautiful. Wow. I don't think there would be a bad seat in the house here. Actually, I think the lower seats would kind of suck because you couldn't see across as far. Even nowadays at concerts, I like sitting up here, be able to take in the whole thing at one time. And you got the new modern windmills up there, which I like to see. Get that renewable energy. I can't believe how intact this is. Even all the way up. I mean, it goes all up to the top level. And you can tell that because there's the archways there, which very likely would have statues in them, which I'm hoping to see when we go into the museum here. And that's one of the reasons we're trying to kind of rush through the site faster than we normally would, because the museum is supposed to be pretty incredible. And we love ourselves some museums. But if you're coming out to this region of Turkey, it's kind of straight south from Istanbul. It's not right on the western coast. It's inland a bit, about 2-3 hours inland from the west coast, straight across from Ephesus. It's very close to Pamukkale. I'm probably saying that, Pamukkale. Something like that. But most people seem to just go there for the hot springs. But you got the ruins of Hierapolis where we just were, and this pretty nearby. So if you are into ancient ruins, maybe give yourself a couple days over at Pamukkale, just so you can more fully suck these ruins in. So you don't have to rush through the way that we are, because I'm not a fan of having to do this at such a fast pace. But it is what it is when you're trying to see a country like Turkey, which they call the Museum of the World, in 3 freaking weeks like we are. See you guys at the baths once we get down to the end of this path. We're coming up on the Temple of Aphrodite here from, I guess you can say, the backside, since we went through the gates and then we walked around to the stadium instead of walking straight to this temple. But it is definitely a pretty ruined temple. It just has some gorgeous pillars still left. I'm really bad at like the dates of like the pillars, or how to distinguish like the Corinthian pillars and stuff like that. I don't know why I can only cram so much info up here, and that's just one of those things that isn't sticking for me. But man, it's still beautiful even as ruined as it is. Oh, someone got a drone a-flying. I'm shocked that's allowed. Most of these ancient sites don't let that fly. It might not be. They might be just breaking some rules. Because that don't look like an air either. I think that might be the Mini, that looks like an air. That's usually a definite no-go at sites because it weighs too much. Oh, it looks like they have some metal braces up to support the columns to keep them from crumbling any more than they are. I wonder what this is that we're walking up upon. It's looking like a bath to me, but I could be wrong. What does this sign say? Bishop's Place. What the fuck is that? The center of Aphrodisias was occupied by public squares of civic relations. The houses of 10. No, only 10 to 15,000 people lived here. So this is a drastically smaller city than that last one we were at. But this was built as a house for a Christian bishop. Huh. When I was walking up, I thought bath, and then I saw the sign. I was like, what the hell? So yeah, this is definitely a lot newer than these temples are back here. Temples more around the turn of the century. But this is a few hundred years in when them Byzantines came up in here and started reclaiming and building over all the old ancient Roman and Greek sites all over. The South Agora Baths of Hadrian. They're all going out that way. To where? The sculpture workshops and council house. I'm going down to the baths. I ain't skipping the baths. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't care how Russian we are. I am not Russian that much. They still have a statue up there that actually looks like it's more original. Or if it is a replica, they did a damn good job. Unlike that replica back at Hierapolis where we just were. That was a very obvious replica. If this is one, then they freaking nailed it. Wow. Oh my god. This bath is gorgeous looking. I know I'm saying that as I'm looking at the statue's ass, but like the bath is stunning. It doesn't have a, oh, and look at the floors. Holy crap. Still in this type of shape while being completely exposed to the elements like this. That is incredible. The bathrooms aren't as nice as at Perga, which did have some stunningly beautiful baths you can check out in my previous Perga video. This is beautiful nonetheless. Oh, they do let you in just only through one way. Nice marble doorway. Every single arch still standing. It's just incredible. Even with all of the earthquakes that this place gets, or got. I hope the site loops around and they're still going to come into here, because I really don't want my sister to miss this area. This whole site, like, as cool as the tombs we very briefly saw at Hierapolis were, I definitely would rank this site higher. Oh my God. It's still not the same as walking around an entire living city like say Pompeii, where you still have all the houses and shops and everything still standing. Oh, this up here looks to be the Agora. You can just imagine there's stalls all around here. People selling their wares, cooking up some fast food for people. So it was apparently a basilica and an edict. So they did sell goods here, but it was also a basilica. I guess that's what happens when a large portion of your city and the ruins are from after the turn of the century. So this was constructed in 100 ADE, and there's really barely anybody at this site in comparison with Hierapolis. It said the entire edge of it was coated in mosaics. I mean, we have this for it, but that's not what they're talking about with the mosaics. The mosaics would have been out there around the ring, and those are all migrated up into the museum, which we are heading to. What are these lists up over here on the wall? It's all about the goods and such that were sold here. That's awesome. I've never seen something like this set up. Oh, I hope I can find my mom and my sister. This is one of those cheek hurting sights from the excessive smiling I am doing. Wow. I'm gonna be honest. It looks bigger up here than it did down there. I mean, it looked big standing way over there. But damn, I found a sign that proves that I was right. It was an agora. It was, yes, part of it was a church, but it was definitely an agora. And it seems like a pretty damn massive one, considering the size of this city only being 10 to 15,000 people. I am walking up to the top of the theater now, which I wasn't even expecting. I just happened upon it. Wow. I can hear my mom and my sister way over there in the distance. So I have found them. They've just circled around a different way. But yeah, that means they're completely missing the baths unless they're coming up this way, but I don't think they're going to. I would say if you get to that fork where I was, where you can go left or continue straight to the baths, continue straight to the baths. It's kind of an easier path around. And it feeds you out up on top of the theater. So you don't gotta walk up these stairs to get up here. This is a highly, highly functional theater. I don't even think they still use this one like some of them. But I mean, it's complete. I mean, all the seats around. Just getting some B-roll and photos from up here on top of this theater. I mean, getting entertained by these guys down here doing their own performances. I really wonder why our theaters aren't still built with this shape, considering the great acoustics that it gives. A theater all to myself. I love it. Except for the fact that I don't have a Bluetooth photo clicker to set the camera up over there and take shots of myself. And I don't think there's any possible way that I can get from over there to over here in 10 seconds. So, oh well. Oh, fucking beautiful though. Now let's see if I can figure out how to get to my mom and my sister's voices that I heard. Oh, I gotta imagine this would have been a fountain or something right out here in front of the theater. But ain't nothing remaining of it now. And that's lined like it's a small agora. I imagine between each of the pillars probably would have been its own shop. This city is pretty dang large. The amount of time we have here, just like the last place, is nowhere near enough. We could have both spent an entire day at either one of these sites by themselves. So Turkey is definitely not a country you want to rush your trip, because there's too much to see here. There's been too many empires over the millennia that have been taking over and controlling this region. There's just too many sites, especially when you push it all the way back to the pre-pottery Neolithic sites that we were seeing. I mean, people have been living in Turkey pretty much as long as Turkey has existed, which is roughly about 2 million or so years. And not necessarily Homo sapiens, but hominids in general have been living here for as long as it's been livable. And that's why this place has just so many sites that you can see everywhere. And Turkey does an absolutely incredible job at preserving and saving these sites. Unlike a lot of countries which just kind of let them get buried and covered up, it seems like Turkey is very good about just saying no. If they need to, they take the land back and preserve it. And obviously there's just too many sites for them to truly fully excavate and rebuild and commercialize for the tourists. So you do get a lot of heavy ruined cities, but they're still absolutely worth the visit. Now I gotta assume my mom and my sister are in this museum over here, which is such a shame because that means they're missing that other stuff that I just walked through. Let me take you up inside this museum now. These mask walls. I can't believe how many of these are still here. And I love how they set them up. I've never seen the friezes set up like that to build a wall out of them. Oh my fucking God. That has to be newer and redone. There's no way that is so immaculate. What does this say? The Temple of the Emperor, early Christian period. What? Is that original? I can't believe that. I have to use my phone so you guys can see this better, because it's freaking amazing. You're cute. You're like a little tiger.
A little tiger.
Come on. Hi. Hi. You crawling up on my shoulder?
Literally went into the museum.
Yeah.
He was sitting in the museum waiting for someone.
You are freaking adorable, kitty. Is this a museum cat? Are we allowed to walk around the museum with it?
I think it's a cat.
You're cute. How are you so freaking friendly?
No, you gotta put the cat down. You can get the cat and come back out.
Oh,
Put the cat
I
down.
want the kitty.
Put the cat down, Max.
I'm sorry, little Lynn. I'm sorry. I'll see you when I come out.
Bless you. So yeah, if you come out here in the middle of the night,
She's allergic to your bullshit.
she's allergic to my bullshit.